Hey, what's good guys? Strategic Sam here and welcome back to another video. So basically a while ago I asked up on a poll where if you guys wanted to see another tips and tricks video, and that poll surprisingly did really well. Same applies to the other video that I did as well with the previous tips and tricks video for the regular streets and the prison. So we're going to follow up on that with a updated version. And this is only going to apply to the regular streets. This will not apply to the prison. So everything that I already covered for the prison will be pretty much the same. So this is only going to apply to regular streets. But without further ado, let's get started. So first off, what we're going to start off with is gun physics. So first what we're going to start off with is the fact that there's been a couple of changes. Number one, sawed-off actually went back to its old shooting where it was 2 shots instead of 4. So right now I have a sawed-off right here and let me demonstrate. So it's only going to shoot 2 times instead of 4. Watch closely. So it's no longer going to be 4 shots, it's only going to be 2. So just keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that double reloading is now no longer a thing. So now if you try to double reload your guns, it's no longer going to work. You're going to have to wait until you finish reloading the first gun in order to reload the second one. Let me show you a demonstration. So as you can see right now, I'm about to reload my shotgun. And watch, I'm not going to be able to reload the Glock until I finish reloading the shotgun. So watch this. So as you see there, you're only able to reload 1 gun at a time. Another useful feature is that now you can actually jump shoot while you're in the air. So right when you're actually in the air, you can actually shoot. So watch this. And another thing is that the Uzi now is completely different. So now when you buy an Uzi from the area by the bank just behind, it's going to be slightly different compared to the one that you normally find. If you actually find an Uzi, it's going to be stronger in terms of fire rate because it's going to shoot faster. But if you use the one where you buy it, it's going to be slightly slower. And I'm going to show you a demonstration. Alright, so let me show you guys a demonstration right here. So this is going to be purchased Uzi. This is going to be the fire rate for it. It's slightly slower than you would normally see. And now I'm going to show you a demonstration with the purchased Uzi. So this is going to be slightly faster. So as you see there, it's actually a lot faster when you find an Uzi, when you shoot it, compared to the one that you buy. Alright, now let's move on over to melee. So basically, something I forgot to mention is that the katana is actually the strongest melee in the game. But the thing with the katana is you're only able to find it and not purchase it. So you're only going to find it in loot spots around the map right now. So the useful feature to know is that if you have the vest game pass, it's actually no longer going to protect you from melee in the game now. So that's only going to apply to regular streets. So if you attack a person that has a vest in the regular streets, it's going to do the same damage if you use a melee on them than the person that does not have the vest. So I'm going to show you guys a demonstration here. So right now, you can see momentarily has a vest and Doc does not have a vest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knife attack both of them once, and then you're going to see that it's going to do the same damage. So momentarily has vest and Doc does not. So watch closely. You can see clearly it did the same damage. One has the vest and one doesn't. So fun fact for the katana, actually it takes 3 to 4 hits to kill somebody. So basically, if the person is at 99 HP or less, it only takes 3 hits to kill them. But if they have 100 HP, so if they're basically full on HP, it takes 4 hits to kill them. Let me show you guys a demonstration. So if I hit Doc once, you can see that she's not at full HP. But watch this. Rope has full HP. Watch this. Rope lives after the 3rd attack with a sliver of HP, but watch Doc. Doc dies after the 3rd attack. So another useful feature to the game is that there's actually a new weapon. It's called the brick. So basically, it's literally just a brick in your hand and you're only able to throw it once. The only way you're able to get this weapon is that if you find it around the map. But once you throw it, you're gonna lose it. So it's basically very unreliable to use. One thing to keep in mind though with this weapon is that it's very unreliable. So any distance that you throw it at, 90% of the time, it's not gonna land the attack. So you have to be a decent distance away from the opponent in order to land the attack and actually do the damage. So I'm gonna show you guys a demonstration here. Rope has a brick in her hand. I'm gonna show you guys how much damage it deals. So as you see here, it actually did more blue bar damage and about 25 damage to my HP. So it's not a lot. It's a very unreliable weapon. Another useful addition to the game that kind of came back, I guess you could say, is a car. But this time it's a lot different compared to the old car. So basically this time it's actually one car in a server. It's not like 3 or 4 or 5 compared to last time. And the car is different. It's basically like a minivan. And this time, this car actually holds up to 5 players. 3 in the back, 2 in the front. Most people have said that this car is actually an implementation from Streets 2. But I'm going to show you guys something interesting about this one. So the thing about this car is that if somebody's in the driver's seat, it's going to make an engine noise. And this noise can be heard all around the map. It's a pretty loud noise too, so chances are you're gonna literally hear this if you're playing the game and if you have your volume on. Feature about this car is that it's kind of weird actually. Basically, when you use the car, when you run over somebody, it's gonna make the noise, but it won't do damage. So as you can see, the person in front of me has green HP, which means they're almost at full. But if I hit them with the car, they're gonna have the same amount of HP as they did before I hit them. Watch closely. So as you can see, I hit them with the car and they still have the same amount of HP. It makes the noise, but it doesn't do the damage. It's kind of strange. Also, something I forgot to mention is that there is actually a secret room in this game that a lot of people already know about, but some people don't really know about it at the same time. So I'm going to show you guys where to go. So let's say you're by the sandbox right now. Basically, go through the tunnel over here and I'm going to show you where to go. So basically you want to come just past this CBS over here, go over this little wooden fence, and then you want to crouch into this little sewer. And then you're going to go into the sewer. And then from here, you're going to take a left. And by these poles over here, you're going to see this door over here, which is going to prompt you with a click if you have the right positioning of your cursor. So you're going to see it like right here. It's going to be like just by these poles. Another way to find out is if you use shift lock and put your camera perspective through the wall. And in here, it's not really much. It's basically just like a little secret room. There's a little camera system over here, and you can use it to toggle between cameras that are around the map, and you can see people around the map. So basically, if you go into one of these seats, you're going to see cameras around the map. You're going to see through them. So like that one was just for the bank, the gas station, the jail. Apparently this is the mall. This is the sewer. You can see Doc is right there. This is also the sewer, and inside the bank, the sandbox, Kickin' Chicken, and this is also going to be the dock, the beach, and whatnot, the street that leads to the bank. And yeah, so basically there's a lot of cameras that you can toggle perspectives for, and even to use just like to find people and see where everybody's at and whatnot. Not many people really go into the sewers, but it's actually a pretty good spot to hide. But there's only 2 ways to get into the sewer, so it's going to be just like that first way that I showed you right over here by the CBS, just past this wooden fence. And there's also another way. It's going to be by the bank. Let me show you. So the other way to get into the sewer is going to be right by the bank. There's actually 2 places we can get in. There's going to be this sewer over here by this little spawn area. And there's also going to be this sewer over here by the little apartments. You can use both of those to get into the sewer. Plus that other sewer that was by the CBS. So you just go in there just like this and you'll be right inside the sewer. A common question that's been asked to me about how to get to the prison in my prison tips and tricks is basically, how do you get to the prison from the regular streets map? It's very simple. So let's say that you're by the sandbox or someone over here. Basically, you want to go into this little back alleyway over here. So it's going to be just by the front area by the beach, and it's also going to be by this one little spawn area over here. There's going to be a van with a red outline. To get there, what you have to do is you have to come near this, and it's going to prompt you with a click. Once you click that van, it's going to teleport you to the prison. If you touch it, it won't teleport you, but if you click it, it's going to. Another common question to be answered about these tips and tricks is how to get money in this game. It's very simple, honestly. There's 2 ways to get money. You can get money just by playing the game. Over time, the game will just eventually add money to your account. And another way you can get money if you want to go the fast route is you go by one of these fast ATMs. It's called quick loans. It's basically like these black ATMs. You click it and it'll prompt you with a want to buy the product 1,000 quick loan for 100 Robux. So basically you're going to get 1,000 in-game dollars for 100 Robux, which in my opinion is not worth it whatsoever, because you can get $1,000 in this game by playing for like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes at most. And by the way, those ATMs, they're basically around the map. So the one that you're going to find is there's going to be one by this little ammo buyer. And there's also going to be another one is going to be by the Kickin' Chicken, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, the other one is going to be by the Kickin' Chicken, right by this little dumpster. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that when you're using the Uzi, it's not going to be like the Uzi from last time. Basically, when you shoot it, it's not going to reload automatically if you're holding the trigger. So watch this. I'm going to hold the trigger and you're going to see that it's not going to reload. Watch this. As you can see, it shot all the shots, but I'm still holding the trigger, so it's not shooting anymore. But when I let go of the trigger and I click again, then it's going to reload. It only reloads upon the second click. So if you even hold the trigger from the first click, it's not going to reload until you click again. Another useful feature that a couple people have told me in the other previous tips and tricks video is that you can actually get on top of buildings ragdolling a second player. So if another player is in ragdoll mode, and if you want to use them to get on top, pretty much any building it can work, to be honest. You would just ragdoll them and then you would sprint forward and then you would go on top of the building. Pretty much this will work for any building in the game. So it could be as high as like that apartment over there or as little as one of the houses. Pretty much this will work for any building if you're consistent with your ragdoll. Another thing to keep in mind as of recently, this update actually occurred in June because there's been something in the description of Streets where it says wax valid June 2020 plus, something like that. It's in the description of the game. And yeah, I was actually right. There was an update and this was the update actually. So it basically changed the physics for the regular Streets. Everything else that I've already mentioned in the other tips and tricks video pretty much remains the same. It's only the things that I've mentioned in this video that have changed. Everything else you can pretty much do from the other tips and tricks video without having any trouble. But yeah guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video on the updated tips and tricks. I really do hope you guys found this beneficial and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any other tips or information you want to mention. Catch you guys in the next video. Catch you guys later.